Well, hey there, besties, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to share with you a few of my most prized collections. And I thought today would be appropriate to break out one of my favorite collections, and that is pearls. So if you like that sort of video and that type of content, you're going to want to subscribe to my channel because I do a lot of that here, and I show you how to curate these wonderful collections in your home. So along with my pearls, I thought it would be great to wear the shirt with the quote from Jackie Kennedy that says, "Pearls are always appropriate," and they are. So I think I'm gonna start wearing them in my videos a little bit more often. I've even cleaned a little bit today, cleaned a floor, exactly how I'm dressed up, with all of it. Pearls just say elegance, they say sophistication, and I am all about all of those things. Another cool collection that I wanna start, and I know I'm digressing just a little bit, but it goes with the pearl thing, are vintage perfume bottles. I think that they are just absolutely nostalgic and beautiful for a bedroom. If you have an area that you can use as your little vanity area, what a cool little thing. I do collect lady head vases, and I stage them and use them functionally with my makeup brushes and things like that. And I do want to collect more. They're harder to find and very expensive when you do find them. But the perfume bottles is something that I definitely want to start. I think it would be really cool. And along those lines, I wanted to share with you a wonderful PR package that I got in the mail from a perfume company that I think you're really gonna like. And no, this is not sponsored, and no, you don't have to buy it, and no, I don't have discount codes for you. But I do like this company, and when I like something and fall in love with something, I always want to share it with my besties. So this company specializes in creating fragrances that are very similar to some of the most iconic scents that are out there. And they happen to be extremely expensive, like Tom Ford's The Cherry, which happens to be one of my favorite scents. And I never get to actually buy a full bottle of that because it is so stinking expensive. But this company, The Clone, they sent me a sample of their version of Tom Ford's The Cherry. And wait till you smell it. I wish you could smell it. You can't smell it. You can smell it if you order it. And they're so inexpensive, $45 for a really good sized bottle. Every day that I've worn it so far to work, everybody compliments me on it. They hang around my office because they just want to be in that scent. It is so comforting, but yet vibrant, and just, it goes along with my pearls. It's my signature scent now, and it can be my signature scent because the Clone made a version of it that I can actually afford. I also love the way that they package it because it's very simplistic and classic, just like a pearl. Simple, classic, and wonderful. You really do need to check out this company. I'm going to link all of their information in the description box below. Naked Cherry is their version of the Tom Ford fragrance that I love so much. The top notes are black cherry, cherry liqueur, bitter almond. The heart note is Turkish rose, and the base note is Peru, sandalwood, cedarwood, and clove. The other fragrance that I got in my PR box is Brave in Love, number 37. The top notes are bergamot, pink pepper, coriander. The heart note is orange blossom, jasmine, honeysuckle, iris, and rose. And the base notes are marshmallow, vanilla musk, and caramel. The last fragrance I got was Pleasure New York, number 63. The top notes are violet and cardamom. The heart notes are iris and piperus. And the base notes are cedarwood, leather, and sandalwood. All right, so collection number 1. This is in no particular order. It really isn't, because I love them all pretty equally. Possibly pretty equally. My white pictures. Some of them are ironstone, and some of them are just regular everyday pictures, but I'm gonna let you take a closer look at this wonderful collection. I don't wanna do a whole lot of talking because my collections kind of talk for themselves, but I'm gonna go ahead and open this up, and I'm gonna let you take a closer look at them. They are absolutely gorgeous. notice that there's a second collection in here as well. I'll give you a closer look at those too. All right, my silver loving besties, who else collects this stuff? Let me know in the comments. So where I source most of my silver from is from antique stores and yard sales, thrift stores. You just have to keep an eye out for them. And once you know that you have something in mind for a collection, it's almost like you're always spotting them in little places, little nooks and crannies of everywhere. And they're various prices. I have passed up quite a few because they're so expensive. But I've gotten lucky. A large portion of what I have, of course, was family. It's been passed down. It's stuff that our families have used. So it's just passed down silver. But the other silver, like I said, I've picked up at yard sales, estate sales, and thrift stores and antique shops. And I'm not willing to pay more than $1 or $2 for one piece. And I've been very fortunate to be able to stay within that budget. But I've also found some scores where I've gotten bundles of pieces for just a couple of dollars. So just keep your eye out and you'll be able to find them if that's something that you want to collect. I bet you can't guess what my next collection is. Did you guess blue and white? Then you would have guessed correctly. Now, there are several collections going on in this hutch. Not only do I have my blue and white, but I also have my soup terrains, which is another thing that I love to collect. I have not collected any more. I feel like my collection is complete. I don't think I'll be collecting any more anytime soon because they're big, they're substantial, and that means storage is a problem. You know, if you're not displaying them, where are you gonna put them, you know? So I think I'm complete with them. I have all sizes, big and small, and I love them. I've styled them with plants inside of them. They're beautiful in a tablescape. If you just line a table as the centerpiece with soup terrains and you just put different types of plants in them, some candles scattered about, it is absolutely gorgeous. It really makes a statement. But there's a lot that you can do with these. But I love this collection. It was one of my very first collections that I ever started with soup terrains. And I just love the blue and white. How can you not love blue and white? So I have several pieces of blue and white. I also have a couple of other things. I'm not gonna lift the cloche up, but I do collect the salt and pepper shakers. I don't have a large collection of them. This is about it, but all of these, all but the two smallest teeny ones have come from our family. They've been passed down for generations. So they are antique and vintage, and I love them. I also love to collect a butter pat, and if you can't find butter pats, you can use doll dishes. It works the same way. Super cute and perfect for my white hutch, and it goes really well with my soup terrains. And like I said, I collect the soup terrains by thrift stores, and I don't think any of them have come from an estate sale or an antique shop. All of them have come from a thrift store, and I just keep my eye out. The Salvation Army in my area tends to have quite a few of them from, you know, they go in waves. You know, you'll get like you'll get like 20 of them in, or they will get like 20 of them in, and they sit for a long time because they price them so high, and I just wait. I'm patient, and I wait. I will not pay more than $10 for a soup terrain. I don't care what size it is. I don't care what make it is. I'm not paying $10 above $10 for one. And that's all that I've paid for each and every one of these is about $10. The smaller ones I've gotten for about $3. Again, just keep your eye out and, you know, look at Facebook Marketplace. That's another place that I source a lot of stuff from. But it's a great collection. I love it. And it's easy to collect. It's easy to find. It's fairly inexpensive for the most part. And I've already explained how I do my butter pats. Butter pats are hard to find. They're very expensive when you do find legit ones or ironstone ones. So I typically just collect the doll furniture. That's usually what I find in the thrift stores, and I'm perfectly okay with that. All of my blue and white has been thrifted from booths and vendors at little thrift stores and antique shops. And I typically will not pay more than sometimes I've paid $6 for a single plate, but it has to be like legit ironstone or a legit transferware or something like that. Has to have something unique about it or like actually valuable about it if I'm gonna pay $6 a plate. I don't even pay for normal plates $6. No. My arm's getting tired, guys. So yeah, each one of these have been about $3 to $6. Sometimes $1. I'm sorry, from $1 to $6 is how much I've paid for all of my blue plates and my cups. Now we're gonna go to my very last and favorite collections of all time, other than pearls. And this is probably my most favorite collection and most fun thing to hunt for, and that's flower frogs. I have them all styles, all shapes, all sizes, and I like keeping them in this. I do use them about the house. So I have several that are like in use, but these are the ones that are not in use. And I love being able to have enough that I can pull from. I have some that come in these containers. They do come out, they're separate. So I can literally like, you know, remove that if I wanted to. There's that one. But I just love any shape, size, flower frog. I just love them, and they're useful. They're pretty and they're useful. I lean more towards the green ones. So I have them square. I have itty bitties, like really itty bitty teeny ones. And then I have really big ones. My big ones are down on the bottom. So, and I'm gonna get ahead of myself here. I have seen people like stack them up so they look like a Christmas tree from the large size to the small size. That's a really cool idea. I also collect the glass ones, love these. I collect the cage ones, and I love, again, I'll do green, but I have them in all colors, as you can see. I just love them. And what else can I say about these wonderful things? I have them everywhere. I just love me a flower frog. Who else collects them? Let me know in the comments. Friends, I could go on for hours and hours and hours showing you my various collections. There's a lot more. There's a lot more. But I'm not going to bore you with that. But I don't want this video to get too long. So we're going to go ahead and cut off the collections right now. But if you want to see more collections, if you want me to keep going in other videos, following videos, let me know in the comments below. And I would really love it if you would help my channel out a little bit now that I'm back in the land of the living. I'm getting my stride back again. I did take a little bit of a dip when we had all that, everything going on. My old besties know what I'm talking about. So I could really use your help. So if you could heart this video in the comments, like it, subscribe, do all the things. Help me just to get out of my little slump, because I'm in a bit of a slump. And I want to see this channel grow. I want to see this community grow. I love connecting with all of you. This is something that I just enjoy so much to do. And I think we're really good besties. So help your girl out. All right. Well, besties, until next Sunday when we do this all again, I love you guys so much. And thanks for watching. I'll see you then. Bye.